We just went through a scripted sample game for Coin War. Now, how about let's just play it as if I was playing the game for real against myself. So I am player 1 and player 2. Each player gets 5 coins. And those 5 coins become their army. But then each player also, to add some randomization into the game, you flip each coin and that is the value that it has. So we flip the first one. I don't want to embarrass myself with a bad flip. Okay, we'll call that a flip for the second one. Here's another flip. So we flip each coin. Maybe I'll just give it a shake. I think that works out. So player 1's army is tails, heads, heads, tails, heads. Now player 2, let's get player 2. This is my random function. My shaking the coin in my hand is my random function, and it returns either heads or tails. Okay, so that's the third coin, the fourth coin, and let's see the last coin. What do we get? Okay, so now player 2 has tails, heads, heads, tails, heads. Now let's simulate how the game goes. And by simulate, I mean actually play. Still using this computer science lingo. But also remember, this is a list. This is a list. Index 0, index 1, 2, 3, 4, size 5, army list, size 5, prisoner list, currently size 0, prisoner list, size 0. So we take a look at the first coins, and we have a match. So we pop the coin from player 2, and place that coin or append it into the prisoner list of player 2. Player 1, we pop that coin and place it into the prisoner list of player 1. And then also when you have a match, you had to remove the next coin as well. So, So the next coin also gets placed into the prisoner list. Doesn't matter what value it is, it's a prisoner, been captured, also captured. All right, so next round, we have a match. We know what to do. We pop the matching coins, place them into the prisoners, and the following coin gets popped as well, placed into the prisoners. Same thing for player 1. And then we compare the first coin in each player's army. Looks like we have another match. So those coins get removed and placed into the prisoner list, And since there are no remaining coins left, we can't actually, remove a coin that does not exist and place it into the prisoner list. So that might be a case that you have to think about in the game. What happens when you have a tie, right? When you have a tie, both coins have head, but there's no second coin, and you pop those coins, you can't pop the next coin because it doesn't exist. Okay, that's just something to think about. So let's look at our prisoner list. The game is over because both players have no army. So in order to find out the winner, we see which player has the most coins with a value of head. So player 2 has 1, 2, 3 coins that are facing head, and player 1, 1, 2, 3 coins. We have a tie. So that's one game. Let's play another. Let's get player 1's army. And this time to randomize it, I'm just going to shake all the coins at once and place them in order, or A order. There we go. Let's do this again. Now, your program will be better at randomizing each index than my hand function. Okay, so player 1's army list, player 2's army list, player 1's prisoner list, player 2's prisoner list. Prisoners empty. All right, here we go. First round. We check the first coin of each army. Player 2 has heads. Player 1 has tails. We have a mismatch. The player with heads will add the tail coin to the end of their army list and then place their own head coin at the end of their own army list. So player 2 just took player 1's tails and then placed their head at the end of their army list. So their army is rearranged. Remember, the order is important. The order is important. Now, next round, let's take a look. Also, there were no prisoners for player 2 to capture, to place at the end of their list, and there were also no prisoners in player 2's prisoner list to also then add to the end of their army. So that's another case to think about. What do you do when you have coins that don't match? The player that wins that round takes that other player's coin, but then also takes the prisoners and then adds their own prisoners to the list. So they take or they free the prisoners from player 1, add them to their army, and then they also take the prisoners that they have captured and add them to the army. But if they don't have prisoners, make sure your program isn't trying to add prisoners that don't exist. Okay, now, next round. Player 2 has head, player 1 has heads. They match, so what do? We pop those coins from the army and append them to the prisoners. Pop from the army, append to the prisoners, and then the next coin, regardless of the value, is also captured as a prisoner for each player. All right, now let's take a look. The next round, player 1 has tails, player 2 has tails. So we remove those coins. It's a match. Pop from the army, append to the prisoners, and then the following coin is also popped from the army and appended to the prisoners. Okay, so now we have a player that doesn't have an army, so the game is over. Let's double check that because I've only played this game maybe 5 times, so it's a good idea to always check the rules. And maybe this will happen when you're programming. If the game doesn't behave the way that you want, look back at the rules. Victory condition: at any point, if either player has no army, the game is immediately over. Okay, it's almost game over for my phone. So now, take a look, and player 1 has no army. Their army list is done. Player 2 has an army, size 2. So the player that has an army wins. In this case, player 2 wins the game. Player 2 is always winning. That's kind of cool, right? So try this out, get some coins. It was a little difficult for me to find 10 cents as pennies in my apartment. I don't remember the last time I used cash for anything, but play the game, play it, like actually play the game. This will help you in creating the program because you would have intimate knowledge of how the game works. And the better you understand how it works in the physical world, the easier of a time or less frustrating of a time you will have programming it in the digital world, because you can think about all of the special cases. If you have to remove an item but the list is empty, you got to figure out what to do so that it behaves properly. All right, this was fun. You should try it. Play this game. Play it against a friend if you have roommates, or play it against yourself. Or if you have a working game, just keep running it over and over and over to make sure that it works. You could even look at the test files that were provided. Okay, thanks, and have a wonderful day.